All right. So, do we want to find out the box?
I forgot about the box.
Oh, yes.
So,
I was going to say it's getting late, but okay.
you get 5 guesses each.
5. Is there any Suv places open?
No.
They'll be closed, right?
10 o'clock, yeah.
That's 2 questions.
You're taking away time from guessing. That's 2 questions. You're such a dickhead.
Would you like to proceed?
I actually like the colour of that jumper.
Yeah, thank you.
I know you were very specific about the font.
It came together nicely, didn't
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It actually does. It
Have you sent it since I got it?
No, like I said, both of yours, like I got them and just folded them up, put them in a bag. I didn't
Yeah.
even see 'em. Speaking of which, can you please take that dustbuster? It's taking up room.
No, it's not mine.
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
Do I have to donate it? Like,
I never brought it in here.
I'm going to throw
What's
it
in
at
the
your
box?
car. I'm going to throw it at your car as you drive away. I'm telling you that
Okay, so because I'm not a douche, I'll just tell you straight away.
I don't want to know. No, I don't want to know. Give me some hints. Give me one hint.
Is it Vanian mechanical?
To an extent.
Does it take AAA batteries?
I thought you'd be like D.
No.
Oh, sorry, double D
Double
batteries.
D.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Does it need a car battery
Apologies.
to run?
No.
So no batteries involved.
No.
Like
Does it have any electrical charge in it?
three-phase voltage.
Is it a food?
No. It's kind of related to food.
Is it
But
those,
no.
Are they those souvenir little teaspoons that the old farts used to get?
No.
No to it's not a souvenir, or no, it's not a souvenir spoon.
I'm assuming it's a souvenir of some kind. It's not like he's going to bring
Yes.
a Herald Sun
okay,
from 2
well,
days
hang on,
ago.
that was part of the. That was the one
Okay.
question. Is it a souvenir? Yes.
Is it an ornament of some kind?
Describe an ornament.
Oh, it's not like any sort of figurine for display.
Yes.
All right. then.
Oh, okay.
Closing the gap.
Well, that's it. Is that 5?
My money's on a
5 each.
My money's on a hula girl.
No.
Oh. Is it from Hawaii?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it from Hawaii? Yes. Where else? It's from Dingley, isn't it? I knew it.
It's from Springvale.
I was expecting Southland, to be honest.
You didn't buy the Hawaiian.
I was considering a hula girl, but I thought I got you one last
You did.
time.
I've
Yeah,
got it at
so I
home.
was like, no.
I should bring it here. I've got a box. I don't think you ever saw it in Noble Park. You may have. In my studio in Noble, I had like a shelf with all like the figurines and shit. His hula girl was there, and you bought it for me because of Far Cry 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Far Cry 3, they've got the hula girls.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
And
right.
you literally bought it because of that. It's
Yeah,
a whole
yeah.
head. Okay, so it's an ornamental thing from Hawaii that's not a silver teaspoon.
Is it a tiki cup?
No. I wanted to get that, but
How many
I
you
like
want?
that. You're on 4, but I'll give you. We can keep this going if you
Is
want.
it a volcano?
No.
Yeah,
That's it for you.
I was going to say volcano, but no. Is it a pineapple?
No.
Then it's got to be like a Wait, what did you say? You said volcano. And you said,
Volcano?
what was the other one?
The recent one.
Yeah, the one before volcano.
What did I ask?
I'm going to get you that pop filter again.
This is the eyes.
It's just above the fucking pop filter.
I forgot what the second last one was.
yeah, what was the second last
It
one?
was another ornament something.
Yeah. What was it? Did you say tiki torch?
Oh, a cup.
Oh, the cup. And it wasn't that.
No.
It wouldn't be a surfboard.
Could be a fingerboard.
I'm just trying to think of what.
They had heaps of those there.
I used to love those.
Oh, the little.
Have you seen the videos on
the little dick
YouTube?
things?
Yeah.
yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's just guys walking past like a table of like women, and there's a
they just go do a kickflip and then just
and they
impress
just walk
them.
off, and I just stare them down.
What else is like native to Hawaii? You know, as far as like tourism and shit, volcanoes, Hawaii, the lays,
the thing and the skirt.
No, because that would be on a hula girl, and it's not that. Surfboards, no. Tiki mug, no. Volcano, no.
I saw this really nice shirt there while I was there. It was a Hawaiian one, but made proper Hawaiian, not like a touristy Hawaiian one. And it didn't look like a traditional, like, touristy Hawaiian shirt. I was considering buying it. It was red, white, like the design on it. buttons made of chalk for some reason. I don't know why. It's like buttons made of chalk. Oh, okay.
Chalk.
I walked in, looked at the price tag. See you later.
What are we talking?
$280.
Ooh,
For what? A shirt?
Yeah.
Australian.
US.
Oh, US. Yeah.
I was like, nah, that's okay.
Was it made of like silk from the
Made
Queen?
of chalk, apparently.
Can't get it wet.
It was a nice shirt though. It was very, very nice.
God.
But not 280.
I don't know. I'm stuck because
One more.
I've mentioned everything that I would have thought.
Okay. It's actually no to all of those. It's a DVD copy of Count of Monte Cristo.
He went to Hawaii.
No. Another box.
He needed more. He needed more question marks on the box.
I was going to do it, but I forgot.
And he's rubbing his eyes.
Another 5 guesses each.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay. No, all right. You really want to know what it is? Who wants to open it?
It depends. Why don't you give us a hint?
If I give you the hint, you get it straight away.
All I got was ornamental thing.
I highly doubt
Okay.
it. I know nothing about Hawaii.
You're thinking too small. Just because I got it from Hawaii doesn't necessarily mean
I'm
it's
looking at
about
the size
Hawaii.
of the box.
He went to Hawaii and he got something from Thailand. Like,
True, that's true.
Oh, so some guy's dick.
what?
Okay, I got you something. Well, not you, I got something for the studio.
Yeah, right. I assumed that was the case.
That I've gone back and I've been listening to almost every episode since we've started. And I've noticed a thing. In every single episode.
Misogyny, racism, homophobia.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Nazism.
It's all coming out of his mouth.
Nazi memorabilia.
It is actually.
Oh, shit. Nazi memorabilia.
Well, we just got cancelled.
It's actually.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So,
You felt the fish.
this topic has pretty much come up in every single episode that we've done, the three of us
Jews
together.
and Germans.
It's got to be something to do with Germany.
Do you have a knife or something that I can cut open? Because
No.
I don't know if I trust
retaped
you,
it back up.
Yeah.
Aha!
Jesus Christ.
Don't cut yourself.
Because the thing is, I was thinking,
Hang on, wait a second.
Away.
He went to...
Away from your
away,
body.
you idiot. I'm not taking you to
boy.
Hawaii.
Oh, boy.
Hang on. He went to Hawaii. Didn't he get something native to the country?
nah. Nah.
Was it it's a can of Spam or something?
Why? Like, why wouldn't you get something?
Well, they were selling it.
How much
That
did
was
it cost?
enough.
No, I'm just curious.
Cost
before
what
you
it
show.
cost. It cost what it cost.
All right.
$5.
No, it cost a little more than
I
that.
spent some money on it.
I spent money. So, this topic has come up every single episode since we've been doing it together.
Okay.
And I'm sure it'll come up again.
Slavery, torture.
Something like that.
Yeah, what we talked about today. Genocide, colonialism.
I'll show you
Incels.
first. I'll show you first. You come
Andrew
over here.
Tate.
Try not to say it too loud.
Yeah, I'm loving...
If you go back and you listen to every episode, that's come up.
Okay, that's true.
Every single
Apart from-
episode. Well, as soon as it's seen, it'll come up again.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
Just
true.
reveal, man.
Are you
A
ready?
little bit of drum music or something.
you- Oh, hold on.
I like him. It's good. I like him.
You know
pretty
what's
awesome.
insane? You know what's actually
They've captured
insane?
it perfectly.
You know what's actually insane?
What's that?
I saw something like that online the other day,
Yeah.
and I nearly bought it just to bring to the studio. As much as I can't stand the man,
I was going to get the bobblehead, but I thought, not bobblehead.
That's actually really
It's more
cool.
practical because you can at least open bottles.
yeah, we
If
need bottle
you
opening now,
need
yeah.
bottle opener.
That's actually incredible. I can't believe it, dude. I was looking at this the other day,
Oh, that's
and
great.
that is captured 100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That the expression is just killing me,
So,
and the fact that his tie is blowing in the wind
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
So in Hawaii, I don't know if it's an American thing or just a Hawaii thing. There's 3 things in abundance like you wouldn't believe in Hawaii. Obama bobbleheads, Biden bobbleheads, and Trump bobbleheads. Everywhere.
Probably because they know that Hawaii is like a cheap tourist destination for America.
They are just as frequent as
So they're
the whole.
hitting every mark.
Yeah, they literally want to hit the Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
They are literally as frequent as the Hawaiian Girl bobbleheads.
Wow, okay.
Wherever you see a Hawaiian Girl, right next to is either a Trump one or an Obama one. The Biden one was actually less. There's more Trump and Obama. Everywhere. Every single.
That kills it.
You
That's
go
awesome.
to ABC shops and they've got the bobbleheads of them as well.
That really hurts.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny though. Like I was actually got in an argument with my cousins at Easter
Yeah.
because someone brought up Trump. I'm like, oh, here we go. Like,
See, come up.
really?
It was going to come up.
How's it going to come up? Let's just clarify so people know what it is.
Oh, it's a Trump bottle opener shaped like a bobblehead, but with a solid state head.
Yes.
And he's throwing the what's it called, the Hawaiian sign up. And he's on
Ukulele
the surfboard.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's in shorts. I'll take a photo. I'll put it up on our socials. So I got into an argument with my cousins, and one of them. So I got 3 cousins, right, that were there.
Yeah.
Okay, one's our age, and the other 2 are older. Let's say 12 years older than us, right? One of them sitting next to me, and the name Trump comes up, and he's like, "Oh, don't get me started on this shit." I'm like, "Why, man?" And he goes, "Ask him. He loves him." And he points at my cousin who's opposite me. I'm like, "You love Trump?" He's like, "Did I say that?" And he just started like laughing, like that coy smile. I go, "No, I'm just asking, man." I go, "I don't care." And he's like, "Oh, I didn't say that." I go, "All right." And then he's like, "Well, go ask it." I go, "Okay, let me ask you a question." I go, "You're a fan of his policies or you're a fan of him as a character?" And then the other one's fired up, like, "Oh, what's the difference?" I go, "Well, there is a big difference." I go, "Because if you're a fan of his policies, then you got problems." I go, "If you're a fan of his character, as in what? Do you think, like what's the appeal?" And he goes, "Well, what do you mean?" And then my other cousin on the other side started defending Putin for some reason. This is a brilliant Easter fucking
sounds
Sunday
fantastic.
conversation.
It's just a cousin who's off their face. Putin's
Yeah. And he started defending Putin. And I'm like, oh my God. I go, "Look, man, I really can't be bothered doing this. But if we have to go down this path, I just wanted to make a few things crystal clear."
Just Dim stands up. Apologies to all the family. A war's about to break out. Sits back down. All right, let's begin.
Rolls up the sleeves, lights a dart. And I just said to my cousin who was sitting opposite
Dab
from me.
side of your mouth with a napkin. I'm done.
Little
I'm done.
princess dabs. Yeah, they just put it down. Took a final bite, like a tiny little sliver of like cake, and then just got up. But I said to him, because he was the other guy was defending Putin, and I said, "Okay, well, I'll tie 2 birds in with one stone here." I go, "Putin as a statesman is everything you want as a statesman figurehead. He's knowledgeable, he's ruthless, brutal, doesn't take a back step, can speak multiple languages. As a statesman representative, he's insanely efficient, right? Don't agree with his policies, like he went nuts off the deep end a couple years ago with the whole Ukraine thing, but you can't deny his ability as a statesman, power and influence, all that shit. Trump is the opposite of Putin as far as a statesman. No method to the madness, just erratic as shit, brain farts in the middle of the night, toilet tweeting, you know what I mean? Like, just no idea, just flabbergasted at basic sort of shit." But I said, I'll kill 2 birds with one stone. When Putin got asked what he thought of Trump, Putin said, "Yeah, he amuses me. I find him interesting." And then they came back to him and said, "Well, what did you mean by that?" He goes, "Well, what do you mean I meant? Don't you find him interesting? Like he's entertaining. Like look at his theatrics. It's entertaining to me. Like, what do you want me to say? He's an interesting person." So I asked my cousin, "What do you actually like about him? Is it his policies or is it who he is?" "No, I think he's interesting." He goes, "He's funny." But what do you know about his policies? Nothing. No idea regarding right-wing agenda. Nothing to do with Trump's policies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the other one started piling on as well. And I was fighting 2 fronts, one backing Putin, one backing Trump. But there was no... When I asked my other cousin about what he liked about Putin, he started bringing up Hillary Clinton. You go, what's that got to do with fucking Putin?
So it gets heavily political.
But in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. I can relate because I find him, as in Trump, entertaining to watch.
Oh, he's a shit
Super
show.
entertaining. Yeah, super entertaining to watch. Shit show or otherwise, right? But policy-wise, I would never follow it.
But that's the thing. I said, he's it's entertaining, but you got to remember he was the most powerful man on the planet. He had someone of that unbridled, like brain farty personality should not have access to the nuclear codes that could start a war at any given time with anyone. Okay, that's the difference. Put him on a game show.
Yeah.
Put him on a game show. Let him have a reality show. By all means.
Which he did.
That's how he started.
What did he have? The Apprentice, right?
Yeah. That's how he started.
Fire.
But that was the whole point. Do you know what I mean? Even now, like he's trying to run. Have you seen his shit, his videos? He's off his mind. He's out of his mind.
No.
Have you been following it? Surely, did you see it in Hawaii?
No, it's not even making news. You know what was making the news in Hawaii? Shootings.
Standard.
But it wasn't Hawaii, it was the news for the whole country.
What do you mean?
And so I'd get up in the morning and I'd watch the news, and for the whole half hour, I was like, there was a shooting here, and a shooting there, and a shooting here. The two stories that were making the rounds, first things first, they were all of a certain demographic, all the shootings.
No, standard. Yeah.
Oh, what are you trying to say there, John?
Well, nothing, I just said a demographic.
Did you know Cleopatra was black?
Really? Well, I didn't know
There was
that.
no shootings back then.
It just goes full circle. That's a pointed fact. Did you know Cleopatra
So
was
the
black?
two stories that were making the rounds in America when I was there was one.
You're such a dickhead.
One,
Did you know Cleopatra was black?
this boy,
What is
this
He's talking about Trump. He's talking about American media in Hawaii. Did you know Cleopatra was black? I'm sorry. Go.
the two stories making the rounds for the massive shootings at the time when I was there
Yeah.
was one, a boy went to the wrong house.
Yeah, the black kid.
Yeah,
He went to go pick up his siblings and he got shot through the door.
with a shotty.
Twice.
And then when he was on the ground, he shot him
He
on
got
the
shot
ground.
through the door and then the guy leaned over the body and shot him again. As if that's not premeditated.
Yeah. Now,
was an accident.
at the time, it was an accident. Coming right for us.
Well, I have a right to defend myself.
So, that one.
They was trespassing.
So at the time, I don't know what happened to the kid because he was in intensive
He
care.
survived.
He did survive.
By the grace of God, he
Wow.
survived.
Okay, yeah. And the other one was this little girl had gone to retrieve her ball, which went into the front yard
Front
of
yard,
a guy.
yeah.
And he just went into his house, got his gun, and shot her. She survived. He shot her in the head. She survived because it went through her cheek. And that was it. Those were the two stories that were making the rounds for an entire week, just non-stop talking. But every single day, for 7 days, shooting. Different shootings every day.
What is that? Just opportunistic, like you're on my property, I can shoot you, and
It's
nothing will happen?
rednecks. It's rednecks just...
Well,
Zero.
the second one wasn't a redneck.
No, the first one definitely was.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
Because his grandson came out and they interviewed the grandson and said, what's his temperament like? What's his ideologies like? No, he said, he's pretty Fox News brainwashed, man. Like over the last couple of years, just, his rhetoric's become stronger. Just the whole racism thing, blah, 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 blah. See, this is the problem. Did you see about the shooting in Serbia?
Yes.
2 shootings went down in 24 hours.
Yeah.
First time it's been like a
No,
mass
I didn't
shooting.
see.
Some kid walked into a school and shot up
Yeah.
like 7 of his classmates. He had like a manifesto list of names. Automatically, Serbian government comes out. Reforms, gun reforms. We've got to scale shit back. We've got to sort this out. This is ridiculous. Amazing. That happens in Serbia for the first time in fucking God knows how long. Instant reform promises over 24 hours. Americans will still argue that what the answer is more guns.
Yeah.
That's how you
More
want to talk
guns,
about.
more guns to stop the people with guns.
Do you want how much where does the lunacy actually end, man? Eventually,
doesn't.
They're just going to shoot themselves. Everyone's going to shoot themselves to death, and that's
Population control.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I'm just saying.
See, that's conspiracy theory now.
What are you talking about?
Population control.
I don't know. I just said it.
Oh, okay.
all the conspiracy theorists say there's population control from governments that
Oh, really?
willingly allow people to kill other people
Oh, okay.
to keep the
I don't know.
population.
I just
under
said it because it's like...
control. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's
Oh, yeah?
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Oh,
Not just about guns either. It's about everything.
but that's how.
COVID. COVID.
Okay, well, full circle.
COVID was a big one.
Full circle. I shared that. What's the band? The Rammstein video clip.
that was
America.
unreal, that clip.
Yeah.
How did I not
They're
see
all
that?
unreal, dude. They're all great.
But how did I had never seen that video clip? That's not a new song.
No,
it's
it's
a couple
old
years
as
old
shit.
now.
Yeah. Did they just release the clip a couple years ago?
I got stuck on the song America.
I can't get over that guy's voice though, man. It's just so deep. Like, that's a man's voice.
Yeah.
Till, yeah, he's awesome.
Okay, so that came up in the algorithm because I'd been watching the clip to America.
Yeah.
Have you seen the song America by Rammstein?
Oh, yeah. I've seen all their film
Good
clips.
song where like it's all set, the whole lyrics of it, because it's tongue in cheek because he uses a lot of English in it, and one thing Till doesn't do is use English in his songs.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the German translation of the song into English, and one of the lyrics is literally, everyone sings with English. This isn't my normal thing that I do, like literally in the song, right? So the whole thing is a piss take about how America wants to be the world police, but what are we actually following? And then like the whole clip is just satire of like African tribes doing American shit, and like the Middle Eastern dude praying to a Coca-Cola sign and going all over the world, and it's all just satire of like American culture being shoehorned into the world culture, right? The algorithm brought up Deutschland, like the actual song. So then they're doing a whole take on their own country's history.
Yeah.
From the
How long did it take you to realize it was the whole history of Germany?
Oh, not like I watched it through, and I saw like as it sort of went. I mean, I got it, and then I read about it as well on top of it.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. They did a whole song based on the fact that America wants to be the world police and the major influence, but they're doing things like shooting each other every freaking day with no sense of reform because they don't see anything wrong with it. How can anyone take that shit seriously? I was thinking about what we said in the last podcast. That you were saying the US currency is really close to default
Collapse,
as far as the world trading currency. When is that going to end? At this point, what values are we actually trying to get in from the States that aren't already established everywhere else? Like India's moved up in tech, China's moved up in tech. All these other nations are just as, you know what I mean? They're no longer the front runners for shit.
Albeit, I'd say their military is probably the best funded.
Oh, it is. For what reason?
But for what reason, right? Because everyday life stuff is equal. If not, other countries are doing it better.
Yeah. They've been at war like every year for the last...
Perpetually, since basically the end of
Even
World
if you
War
look
II.
at if you look at here, like we don't really have that many automated crossings and stuff like that. We're slowly starting to get them. But 5 years ago when I was in Japan, like everywhere, even the quietest streets, furthest out from the cities and the villages and nowhere, have automated crossing lights that work based on day and night cycles and timers. And
okay.
we don't have that. You don't have to touch anything. Everything's disability
maybe because
available.
we didn't value it here.
Yeah, maybe.
A country will only progress as far as something is valued. Do you know what I mean? Like, free Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi should be free everywhere, as far as I'm concerned.
It's too dangerous.
What do you mean?
Have open Wi-Fi ever. It's too dangerous to connect to.
It isn't. It isn't. Like, surely you can moderate like this. I mean, that other side of it.
No, but what I'm saying is, you could you go to Southland and there's open Wi-Fi connection. I could literally be sitting on my laptop, put on an open Wi-Fi connection for anyone to connect to, and put like Southland Wi-Fi as the name.
Oh, you mean
you
that
connect
sense.
to that, and it's all over. I'll just steal whatever's on your phone. It's pretty. It's hard. It's a hard one. That's a hard one.
If not Wi-Fi, then the NBN should be like standard in every house.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I'm not that. It's too late to have this conversation. Don't even get me started on that. That's fucked.
Oh, the NBN shit.
The what's his name? Kevin Rudd. How long's it been since he was in office?
Kevin 07.
Shit. We've been waiting for NBN since then because he was the first who was going to push the NBN.
National,
Yeah. And it wasn't going to be this version of the NBN. It was going to be the actual NBN, which is 1,000. Not 100. We literally divided by 10 on our upload and download.
One of my mates, his company that he actually works for, had actually gotten the contract to produce the optic fiber.
Oh, yeah.
Not the optic fiber, the piping for the optic fiber so that it would be encased in it as protection. And they scored that contract. They ended up losing it because they never ended up going down that route.
Yeah.
They invested in all this
Existing copper.
to make the casing for it, and then they just pulled the contract.
They basically just kept the existing infrastructure and worked around it instead of
crap.
implemented new
Yeah.
infrastructure.
The people that
We suffer for it.
Yeah, the friends that the people that so there's the people that got the not proper, but they got an actual new connection, and then there's the one that got theirs tapped into into existing.
Yeah, it's
copper
fiber
thing.
to the curb and then fiber to the node. And if you're to the node, it just goes to the nearest available
Yeah,
box.
but they even connect to the existing copper
Exactly. Yeah.
lining.
Yeah.
And from my understanding, well, from what I've heard from friends, is the ones who got it to the copper, it's always cutting out.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
intermittent.
There's always
intermittency.
maintenance issues, yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Do you think societies across the world should just keep up with whatever wave of technology is at? Like we should all be at the same level?
Only if their government can afford it.
It depends what you mean by that.
Yeah.
As in, should other world nations be actively supporting other
Well, there's
developing nations?
There's third world countries that have optic fiber, and we don't.
Okay.
I think competition is
We
healthy.
need Akon. That's what we need. Akon to come in here and solve our problems, man. He sorted out those African villages.
I think competition is healthy and it's good for other governments around the world to make progress so that the governments that aren't making progress should feel some level of, fuck, there's an undeveloped country who's literally Kazakhstan has like number 16 fastest internet and Australia might be 52.
But they've got a closed circuit where you can't even get out. It's all state controlled.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So it's a balancing act. It's
It's actually all state controlled. All in media.
Did you watch that comedian? Any more of his videos?
I watched a few of them.
He talks about
the Italian.
Azerbaijan or Kazakhstan, and he's
Yeah.
like, "We're gonna hit Hostile.
Yeah.
We'll give you thingo. Yeah, it's like state controlled, but we don't like you. You don't have any opposition because they work for us now."
Yeah, look, that comedian was good. He's a bit too far right with some of his shit.
But I just thought it was good. Like
it is
was,
funny, and his delivery is different. Like,
Yeah.
it's unique. Anyway, what I was saying was, like, consider, I don't know, like, even go to Greece, man. They don't give a shit about half the stuff we value here. They'd never pay tax for things that we pay tax for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Pothole. That's non-issue. Like, what do you mean?
Fill it
the
with
road's
water.
fine. The road's fine.
I'll just drive over it. Five cars later, or
I
three suspensions
remember-
later.
I remember arguing with my relatives, telling him how much I pay in tax. I'm like, what are you, nuts? Like, what's wrong with you? What do you pay? I go, and I'd be like, hey, man, I go, your roads are disgusting. I go, we nearly stacked the car 3 times. What are you talking about? The roads are fine. You just don't know how to drive. What do you mean? You got to run the gauntlet of like all
It's like
lemming, Frogger.
American Ninja in Greece. Ha,
Yeah,
ha,
yeah, yeah,
ha,
yeah,
ha.
literally.
Yeah.
You
It's
know what
funny.
I mean?
It's funny you brought up the tax conversation because I had an argument with my in-laws like 2 days ago about this, and they were like, "You need to move to America because we only pay 6% tax."
Yeah, that's the best
in
reason to
Florida.
move there.
And I was like, "Okay, so if you need to go see a GP, how much does that cost?" And they're like, "Oh, well, I mean, you got to pay for health. You know, that's just a standard." I'm like, "Oh, here it's not. Here you don't pay for shit." So I think I'll stay. Thanks.
Yeah, but that's a given to us.
Yeah, exactly. That's
If
what I
you-
mean.
if you're sick,
I'd
you go to the
rather pay
hospital.
my taxes to get Medicare so that if I am sick or have to go to the GP, I don't have to pay $500 per
And
GP
it's a
visit.
standardized level of care.
Yeah.
That you're not going to get a shitter like
Exactly.
experience at some GP because it's bulk billing.
I had a I don't know if you guys can see it from there. There's a bump on my neck, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a weird red bump appeared on my neck. I thought it was a spider bite or something. I booked in for the GP. Didn't notice that I booked in for respiratory.
What?
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
know.
I thought you were going to say I didn't realize.
Did you use
shit's
hot
on
dog or something?
No, just Parkdale.
No, I mean,
don't you have-
hot dog is an app.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
maybe, I
His
don't know.
last doctor ended up finishing up. That's right. Remember?
Yeah.
Maybe it was. I can't remember. But I didn't.
I was going to say he accidentally booked himself in for another one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it said respiratory on it.
Okay.
So when I got there was no one in there. And I was like,
Dermatologist now.
Huh?
You should have gone for dermatologist, skin.
yeah, but I just saw GP and I just booked whatever.
Oh.
I didn't care who I saw. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a new patient. So
He's going to every clinic in the
Do you want me to set you up
Southeast.
with my mate Kidney Stones?
no, I'm okay, thanks.
He goes in with fake moustaches, like all types of shit.
Hello, sir.
So what seems to the problem? My rectum is swollen.
This is skin. No, this
Can you
is,
check it for me, please?
this is bronchial.
Have you been checked before? Never.
Never. What is this procedure you speak of?
Lower my underwear.
Continue, please.
Anyway, so I got in there. It was completely empty, and I was like, "This is weird for a GP office. Normally, I'm waiting." You know, I got there early because it said come 15 minutes early, and And the guy, like 30 seconds later, comes out. He's like, Andrew? I'm like, yeah. Oh, okay.
He's picking up one of the crappy magazines from like 1997.
I really wanted to read that.
Yeah, Princess Di in car accident. What the fuck?
So I get in there, and he's like, well, what's the problem? And I'm like, I'm just going to say real quick, this is odd. Like, usually I'm waiting an hour per GP. Like, this
We're
is
not very
strange.
popular.
And he's like, oh, because it's respiratory. So, it's not like everyday stuff. And I'm like, oh. And he goes, you're not here for respiratory. And I'm like, no, I've got a bite on my neck or some shit. I need checked out just to make sure it's not cancer. And he starts laughing and he's like, yeah, it's fine. Medicare will cover it. All right, show me the neck. I'm like, this is great, man. And the experience was fantastic.
So what was it?
He reckons it was spider bite. Yeah. Like, top dude, top doctor, just funny as hell, easy to deal with. It wasn't even part of his thing. And he's like, yeah, just keep putting cream on. You're doing the right thing.
I literally said the opposite at the start of this. I'm like, cream won't fix this. You need drugs. This guy goes to some quack. Yeah, put cream on it. It's not even my field. But anyway, he got the free advice from the chemist.
He's still got the entry level doctor part down. Don't forget.
Could have gone to the chemist, and the chemist would have been like, "It's cream on."
Hey, I got Medicare. I'll take advantage of it. Do you guys pay for private health?
Nah.
Do you?
I was meant to look at it because my tax
you do?
bracket, my tax brackets would have shot up in the last 12 months, and I was meant to look at it. I just haven't.
Because it goes up every year.
I know, but because my bracket has put me into that into the next sort of level, whether I like it or not, it's sort of like if you pay for healthcare, you're gonna.
Oh, so you're in that.
I may as well pay for healthcare. Yeah, may as well pay for private healthcare because it's going to cost me probably more
to not to. Yeah.
I just haven't had time to research them. I've been too busy.
They're all. Yeah.
It's a bunch of muchness.
Yeah.
I had basically gotten it for basically optical and dental.
Yeah.
And now
even then, it's like 250 or something?
Yeah. What?
To cover optical and dental? So
Yeah, something like that.
And you get free ambulance cover?
Yeah. I ended up
free.
removing the optical because I don't even need it now. I just get my glasses for free. But with the dental, it still covers it. So I'm like, all right, that's okay.
You get part of your checkup done.
So what does it cost? Like,
how much do I pay?
Your private health, yeah.
I actually dropped it. I was paying because from when I started with it, I just got like the second level in, and it was basically just to cover those things. And when I got there when I turned 30, and back then second level was I think $108, $115
a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then about 3 years ago, it got to the point where it was 165. So I went down to first level, dropped the optical, and it dropped down to 90. And
Who are you with?
Pooper. And now from 90, first level, which is the bare basics, and I keep taking stuff off it every year as well.
Yeah.
What do you get now? We send you some toothpaste and a box of
When I
Metro.
dropped it to level 1, it was right at the start of COVID. They're like, oh, naturally we do have like respiratory on there. I'm like, well, I should hope so. Like, I would think that's a given. I'm like, naturally. It's now at about $120.
Respiratory is
Within
just a nasal
3 to 4
spray.
years, it's already gone up that much.
They send
It's already
you a
gone up.
nasal spray. Here you go, mate.
But the bullcrap is when they send you your thing every year that says, oh, we're jacking it up it's gone up every year.
Yeah, every April it goes up.
Yeah. But every time they send a letter out, they show you how much it's going to be, but they show you how much it actually is. Because you get a rebate.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
this quality of cover is actually $210 worth, but you're only paying $130.
Yeah.
So?
Yeah, like,
It's
it's
still
still $130,
130.
bitch. Exactly.
I fight myself every day when I think about that. The fact that my car has primo insurance on it, my bike, the studio, everything has got insurance on it except for me. If something happens to me, it is what
Well,
it is.
because it was a scam for a long time. Like, health insurance, private health insurance was a scam for a very long time.
I would
until
say
the
it's
government standardized
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah.
And that was only recent. Because when I was working at iSelect in health insurance, it was, we found out all the insider stuff and it was just a straight scam. It like the first cover got you nothing. It gets you nothing.
Yeah.
It literally gets you
So I
nothing.
paid for
I'm covered for pregnancy.
Because you
Why?
dodged the tax. You don't pay
because it's
Medicare
just a
levy.
basic. You know, like if you're pregnant, you're covered for like whatever. Like, oh, okay, lucky, you know. If I ever decide to get those, my what do you call it? My ovaries,
Sean,
my
if you ever
tubes
start
tied.
lactating, this is it. I'm not coming back.
Then lactate.
If you start lactating,
Oh, do not start, please.
Okay, let's not start. We'll save that for next time.
Jesus God Almighty, man. Speaking of which, I was going to say,
Uh-huh.
look, we'll wrap it up soon. It's fucking nearly 11 o'clock.
yeah, I got to get my kebab.
He's getting carby.
Can you get kebab at this hour?
I'm up late tonight.
Okay, I need sleep. Like, I've had that Red Bull. I definitely need sleep. I was just going to say, you said you're not free for the next, what, month?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Then we're screwed because you're off 6 weeks.
Well, that
When
takes
do you
us-
head off?
That takes us to June 8th,
But when do you head off?
28th.
Of June? We can
So
easily, yeah.
if you're free from let's say hypothetically from the 8th, or let's start the next week, the 14th, that'll give us 2 weeks before I go. Are we getting one in?
Let me look at my calendar.
Oh my God.
So you leave the 28th of June? Yeah, I'm sure we can do anything. You can definitely
It'll be
do it
about 2
before.
weeks between your end of, your start of availability and me leaving.
Yeah, I reckon the middle of June sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to do a best of.
Or even the start of June, whatever you want.
You guys have been listening to the old ones, right?
Yeah.
Can you please start filtering out?
I listen to it while I'm driving, so it's a bit hard.
I listen to it while I'm shopping.
Just screenshot it and send it as an episode. Just say, here, screenshot, Spotify.
Well, hold on.
What?
Actually, the one I was listening to right now on the way in.
It's still a sickness. I couldn't stop laughing the other day, man. I was walking through, I was in the city.
I just did it like that. I wish you would.
What are you doing?
Have you actually watched anything with tentacles before? No. Have you?
How meta do you want to get? Referencing an episode during an episode. I was walking through the city. I went looking for something. I can't remember what it was.
I love how nothing that question is presented as well. Have you ever watched anything with tentacles before?
No. Have you? Huh? That's actually something I found the other day. I just remember walking through the city. I'd gone shopping for something specifically, and I was like trying to make a day of it. And I just remember like grinning like a lunatic, and this girl looked up at me and just gave me like a look like, what are you fucking laughing at? And I just went, ugh, and I walked off. It's actually scary.
Yeah.
Have you told anyone about this podcast?
No, man.
Other than say your immediate family that knows.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
like Jimmy Stewart.
Yes.
Oh, just a second here.
Just a second. Yeah. It's in Tim's house. It's in Fred's house. Why's my money in your thing, Fred?
I love how the crowd gets amped up, and all of a sudden Jimmy Stewart with his shirt and the vest things. Like, oh, just a second here.
I've been rewatching, and they're so good. The first 10 seasons are so good.
I keep trying to, but I haven't got time. Like I keep saying, I'm going to download it and watch it, but I just
Well, you
I
said
just
you,
put them on the second monitor.
you said you were going to start Just Shoot Me.
I see that I'm overdue.
Yeah, we'll just watch Simpsons instead.
Just Shoot Me was a brilliant show.
I disagree.
No, fuck off. It was actually funny, man. The characters on the show themselves were individually funny, like Seinfeld. They all had saving graces to all of them. Other than the main, what's her name?
The girl, yeah, she was pretty
annoying.
plain. Yeah, they were alright, yeah.
She was actually just annoying.
Yeah.
But everyone else was freaking brilliant.
Yeah, agreed.
You watched it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I used to love it.
Yeah.
I used to watch it after school all the time.
That's really cute.
I liked it.
No, what was I saying?
You love your Trump thingy?
Bottle opener.
Bottle opener?
I don't know why I didn't guess it. I thought I would have guessed it. Anyway, I was asking you, have you actually actively told people that you're on this podcast?
Yes.
Have you actually actively shared the link?
Early on, yes. I don't use social media. I did. If you go to my Facebook, you'll see me share it quite often.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped using Facebook.
I get asked like all the time, like if I'm with people that I've never met or have only met once or twice or whatever, get introduced to someone will make a reference to it. Or they ask me what I do. So I'm like, I do this, I do that. I have a studio, like out and thinking, like, oh, what do you do at the studio? I go, well, okay, I do a podcast on my own, but I use the space for clients. Oh, what's your podcast about? So I explain it. If you had to describe this podcast, what would you describe it as? Seriously, because I got asked about it the other day, and I had to explain it to someone.
I'd say it's the Man Show
How's that?
on a podcast version.
I mean, it's
How would you describe it?
shit talking.
I said, that's essentially what I said. I said it's split into three things. One, solo monologue shit by me where I'm just usually just venting about what's happened to me in that week. Two, I got two mates who I've known for pretty much like 20, 30 years, and it's us just talking shit about nothing really. And three, isolated guests on topic specific. That's the best way of doing it.
I think that hits the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I'd say like shit talking, but we try to apply our common sense, what we think is common sense, to current events.
That's a good way. Maybe I should start advertising it as current events.
Yeah.
I think I'm advertising it as comedy right now because it's a joke.
Current events
I think
/ comedy.
current events may get more attraction.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Because everyone wants to hear people's opinions on current events. Regardless of the stance, people, for whatever reason, are attracted to hearing what people have to say.
It's amazing how I can't be bothered listening to what people have to say half the time.
Yeah, it's not how the world is.
That's why, honestly, that's why.
That's why so many influencers are successful, because they just talk. They just talk. And people are like,
But they're not saying anything of value or substance.
Of course they're not. The dumber you speak, the more you'll get.
Why is that, though? That's a genuine question. Why is it that the most weakly grounded minds have such
The
big
social
platforms?
media scientists have figured out the formula, and we'll never know.
They won't let it out
We'll never know. But they've figured it out.
because sheep like ooga booga.
It's the same as how it's the same.
Political science major John. Yeah.
It's the same how like
Booga.
fast food places, right? We look at it and we're just like, oh, they're just fast food. Like it's just food, and they figured out, this tastes good with that. And it's like, well, no, there's an entire like $1 billion studies done behind the scenes that go down to the chemicals in your brain that have literally been looked at to figure out what's triggering what where. It's not as like, oh, that's cheeseburger, great. No. You take a bite.
Is it just sugar?
No. There's like a bunch of stuff that's specifically formulated to trigger things in your brain to make you feel happy.
Like what?
I can't remember
And
off the top of my
to
head.
forget the fact that the prices keep going up on it.
Yeah.
That's actually disgusting. The
Don't forget,
prices.
cheeseburgers are like 3 cents to make.
But they're like $4 now.
Yeah, they've
$4.30.
Yeah. Gone are the days of $1 cheeseburgers.
Do you know, in Hawaii, the cheeseburger meal, I go, because we were just like, I'm going to grab a cheeseburger.
You go all the way to Hawaii, you land on a Macca's.
I'll grab a cheeseburger meal, please.
When I see tourists,
Can
at
I get a
Macca's.
cheeseburger meal, please? Just a small. What size do you want that? And can I get another cheeseburger? Because one was for me and one was for someone else.
For you, yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, you want
One was
three?
for me, one was for me later after dinner.
And so like, so you want 3 cheeseburgers? No. I want a cheeseburger meal and then another cheeseburger. Oh, yeah, the cheeseburger meal comes with 2 cheeseburgers.
What?
Huh?
And I'm like, and it only costs $2 for chips, drink, and 2
So a
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburger meal is
Yeah.
2 cheeseburgers, a chips, and a drink.
Yeah,
For $2.
for $2.
So what's that? $3.80 or something?
And here you're paying $4.35 for 1 cheeseburger.
Wait, $4.35 here for just a cheeseburger and
Yeah,
something?
the price has gone up now. If you want a cheeseburger meal here, it's
but
like
look,
$7, $8.
The one thing I'll give Australia is that the standards of food are much higher.
Nah, their Macca's in America is 100 times, or in Hawaii is 100 times better.
What's the difference?
Hands down.
It's standardized.
No.
Better is a very complicated word because
it's
we're talking
100
about
times.
ingredients and the allowance of chemicals in
So
those ingredients.
Every bit of
the
food-
sausage
Nah.
muffin in America, the sausage muffin in America
No.
tastes like an actual sausage. Like as if you cut
because
open
they've
a sausage.
artificially made it taste
Nah.
like sausage.
Sausage.
Dude,
Because most ingredients from America can't be brought into Australia because they're illegal.
They don't qualify
I don't really care.
as food.
I prefer the taste. So, yeah.
They don't qualify as food, man. Like,
Do you know the
You
leading-
don't have a dog in this fight at all. You don't have any. When was the last time you had Macca's?
does it matter?
Yes, it does.
You should have bought a Macca's logo. 'Cause we seem to bring it up every
what's the leading
No, no.
cause of death in Australia?
I could not care
Skin
less.
cancer. What's the leading
No, it's
cause?
not. It's heart disease.
No,
No,
skin
it's skin
cancer.
cancer.
What's the leading
The leading cause of death in Australia is now skin cancer.
Skin cancer.
Is skin cancer.
That
The
doesn't
ozone
sound
layer
right.
is gone here, bro.
That doesn't sound
it's
right.
100%
It's
right.
heart
I promise
disease.
you, it's
I'm
I
telling
promise
you, it is. He's
America's not the case, though.
not wrong.
Are
America's
you
heart disease.
sure?
100%.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it's heart disease.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, we have the internet here. Hang on.
Mr. Internet.
Leading cause of death in Australia. First thing. Okay.
It's actually COVID.
The 5 leading causes of death.
In no particular order.
Oh, they're not in particular order?
Now, hang on. I'm gonna just calm down.
This is the same.
This is 16th of January.
Oh, this year?
Oh.
Interesting.
It's not current.
Okay.
That's pretty current.
No, it's not.
The top 5 causes of death accounted for 59,550 of all registered deaths in 2021. So that's about 34.7% of the total, or about 1 in 3.
Okay, just tell us what they are. You don't need stats.
Relax, mate. Some patience. Patience is a virtue.
I think you said you had to go to bed.
Shut your mouth. All right, now.
Wow. I'll take my box, thanks.
Take your stinking box. All right.
I'll leave Trump, though.
Number 5. Oh, this is very, very... Okay, you ready? Number 5. Chronic lower respiratory diseases.
Punctured lung?
Nah, like when oldies get like the
Fluid?
Fluid, but what's that called?
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Yeah.
Number 4. Lung cancer.
Yep. Makes sense.
I'm sensing a pattern.
Number 3. Cerebrovascular diseases, so stroke.
Yep.
Brain.
And things
Hemorrhage.
like that. Number 2. Dementia, including Alzheimer's.
Really?
And number 1. Ischemic heart diseases.
I'm sorry?
Ischemic heart diseases.
Ischemic heart diseases.
So it's changed.
Ah! John was right for once.
For example, the number of males... Okay, hang on. The condition, also known as coronary heart disease, affects the supply of blood to the heart and has long been Australia's number 1 killer, even though the rates have declined in recent years, more in females than males. So the number of males who died from this particular type of heart disease dropped by 583 over the last decade.
I'm pretty sure, like every Western world, the number one
Heart disease.
is heart disease because it's just
Most
they just
affected...
eat,
Hang on, the most affected...
not eat, but like cholesterol and all
by
that
heart
stuff. yeah.
disease in general include people from lower socioeconomic groups, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, and people living in remote areas. And most people don't know they have heart disease until they have a heart attack or some condition.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So it's just low quality food.
Dementia's number 2?
Yeah,
But
that's
even,
new as well. I don't know. I don't remember that one being there.
But even with heart disease, there's like if you got diabetes, that affects it as well.
Yeah. But
So
again,
there's
that comes down to food.
underlying. That's
So
that's
how
true.
does dementia... what's onset dementia like? Like, as in, where does it come from? Is it just hereditary?
I've heard it's different things.
It's different things.
You have one
there's-
specific gene that is hereditary, which is what Chris Hemsworth found out he had.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, AP4 or something. So if you have that, it greatly increases your chance of dementia. But then it's also been linked to like your gut health, your gut bacteria.
Sleep apnea.
Yeah. Which
Alcohol.
a lot of the time is linked to like your weight.
Yeah. Alcohol apparently as well.
Alcohol is a big one, yeah,
Big one.
apparently.
But I think, they've found, because of sleep apnea, one is a big one. I think that's a big one because it's like you're cutting off, because sleep apnea is when you actually stop breathing during your
During
sleep.
the night, yeah.
So you're cutting off oxygen to your brain.
Yeah.
So they've found that there's a strong link between that.
How do you control sleep apnea?
Machine.
Or
Or
CPAP
you
machine.
need to fix your
Your
diet and health. And
yeah.
What are symptoms of sleep apnea?
You stop breathing.
Stop breathing during
You
and
snore. You
Yeah.
snore regardless if you're on your back or your side, and you kind of just wake yourself up.
Apparently, a lot of people have trouble breathing in general during the day as well.
We're all fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's just a machine that's just running on bare cylinders and cogs that are misfiring every 20 seconds, man.
Yep.
And everything else is just compounding,
But
compounding,
the
compounding.
science says that we're going to find the fountain, not the fountain of youth, the key to immortality.
That was selling mercury to the first emperor in China.
How did you get to what? Mercury?
They were saying that back then with the first emperor of China. Like, we've got the key to everlasting life for you.
selling
Here, drink a
mercury.
concoction of mercury. And they killed him from mercury poisoning.
Are you for real?
Yeah. Dude conquered the whole country and then basically his wise men kill him.
But look at it this way.
Well, that's a good way of taking control of the country.
Not really. Look up
Eternal
the Simpsons some mercury poisoning.
Eternal life is not a good thing, though. Other than the fact that the planet wouldn't be able to sustain eternal life. Imagine if no one died because you'd have to die from like things like
you would die.
Gunshot wound.
Yeah, you would die from crime, murders, and stuff like that. But you wouldn't naturally die.
Eternal life. Would you become more decrepit as you went on?
Do you know how we die in general, right? Like if we die from old age, you know how we die.
Things stop.
Your organs just give way.
Well, they give
Everything just
to a
shuts
degree,
down because it can't.
just
We're being
warned.
cooked on the inside,
Yeah.
right? So our entire lives we're cooking, and at some point we cook to the point where our body can't sustain anymore. It's weak. It's been cooked out.
Is that why the cold-blooded always live longer?
Yeah, well, that's why they say cold water therapy is really good. So, a really interesting thing I found is like surgeons who operate on old people, their bones are like brownish. It's not just as basic as what we know it to be from movies and TV shows. It's not just bleached white bones. Their bones are cooked. They're like caramelized, basically. So when you think of that, it's weird.
We're hitting all the notes tonight, seriously.
Well, it's just interesting. I found it really interesting.
No, it is interesting. Continue.
But that's why your organs start to fail and, get weaker and you're just cooking yourself. So the hotter that you run, essentially, that's what's happening. That's why when you have like really hot temperatures, for example, obviously your brain starts shutting down and, you become delusional and...
It didn't answer my question.
What?
Is eternal life even sustainable to begin with?
Well, that's one thing that you would need to tackle. Like, how do we stop ourselves from
Because you
running
physically
hot?
age. So then how is eternal life even a thing?
Well, you physically age because things are getting
Worn.
weaker.
Yeah.
So, for example, your collagen depletes as you get older, and
Yeah.
your skin starts to sag, and all the collagen in between your bones.
Yeah, this
starts
is
to
all just
deteriorate.
rubber bands and sticky tape pulling back, man.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So once that's all gone, that's looks. That's not like your bones are still, cooking away, and they're still deteriorating away. The cartilage is, not the bone. So
Well, every time you hear about someone that's lived to like 116 or 130, right? It's either a Japanese man out in the mountains, right? that
eating
lives
sweet
in the-
potatoes.
lives in the cold, or some French aristocrat that's done nothing but drink brandy and play tennis for the last 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that do you not see a common theme? How many, 110-year-old power stockbrokers do you see living in New York
Stress.
City?
Stress is killing people.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it shits when people say, oh, the oldest woman in the world smoked every day. Yes, she also didn't work.
Yeah.
She had 3 ex-husbands that all died and
She
left
had
her money.
one cigarette in between all of her toes.
Literally, man. If I lived that kind of lifestyle, I'd be pretty stress-free.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why when people say, and I know maybe everyone's opinion is going to be different on here, and I don't want to drag it out, but that's why when people say, like, money doesn't buy happiness, I just think you can go fuck yourself.
Money buys you time and options.
It buys you happiness to a level.
Money will buy you options.
Yeah.
Options that most people will never have.
Yeah.
Options that other people aim to achieve.
Yeah, but I think, like, if I had up to $10 million just free for me to do whatever I want, I don't have a starting, I don't have a house, I don't
But
have a
there's
car.
your first mistake there. You're not just getting $10 million to drop out of the
No,
sky.
what I'm saying is if I...
That pursuit of $10 million is probably what will kill you.
Yeah, sure. but I'm saying when people say money doesn't make you happy...
It's just like this guy on a treadmill running and just sees the bag of money just going further and further. A little more. A little bit more.
No, but let's say you had $10 million in your bank account. You can buy a house, you can buy a car, and you can buy any clothing and all the things you want. You're pretty much set. Anything after that point, it's not really going to do much. You can buy more investment properties, it's going to make you more money, but then what do you spend it on? You already have enough money.
Well, did you hear how in did you hear how in San
I want
Francisco?
some sandals, make them gold plated, just because.
Did you hear how in San Francisco they were talking about doing the reparations?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
$5 million per person.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
How's that going to work, man?
Yeah.
Can you imagine giving $5 million?
But that's what I mean.
Person?
5 mil, let alone 10, isn't just dropping out of the sky.
Can you imagine $5 million going to every crackhead, every drug dealer, every degenerate gambler?
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Can you imagine $5 million going to every degenerate out there? I'm not saying that everyone deserving
Yeah,
of
it's called
reparations
adult.
is a degenerate. I'm just saying, if you're giving $5 million to every person, dude, take your graduating class in high school.
Yeah.
Imagine saying all of them get $5 million.
I think most of them are dead, aren't they?
Yeah, or in jail. Yeah, or, productive members of society.
Productive.
Air quotes.
There's a very loud air quotes.
No, but let's just use that as a staple demographic, right?
Yeah.
Take the 30 people, all right, that were in our graduating class. Most of them had
Ours
already left.
personally.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, me and John graduated in the same class.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
barely
most of mine are
graduated.
like
Barely.
they're all like doctors from my side of things. I don't know.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Look at all of them, okay? What percentage of them would you say would use $5 million productively, responsibly?
Responsibly? Not many.
Okay.
If any.
Look at our graduating class. How many of them would use $5 million responsibly?
I reckon they'd be dead after 10 grand on drugs.
Literally a week in.
Yeah.
A week in, they'd all be on the news. And that's just a tiny sliver of the percentage of people deemed worthy of reparations. What's $5 million going to do, man?
Look, I think there's nothing wrong with money, but like I said, it's not so much the money in itself, it's that pursuit of it, because that stress of trying to get to it is what's going to
This
kill
guy.
you.
Yeah, but I don't want money, dude. I want freedom to pursue everything I want to pursue.
Yeah. I just want an easy life.
Okay, look at it this way, all right? Okay, like take this fucking podcast. Take what I do for a living, right? Take what I do in order to earn a living to make...
He's saying this as he's correcting the overused tape that he has holding down his microphone stand, by the way.
I want to know why his is fucking normal. I think
'Cause I'm a
it's
champ.
Fuck off.
It's because I'm relaxed, that's why.
I think it's because it's stretched out like that, so the weight's evenly distributed across the arm. I'm going to have a play around.
I have a working understanding of mechanical weight distribution.
Fuck out of here. All right. Listen, it's not the pursuit of money that I'm after, man. But like, I didn't wake up and say I want to be a stockbroker, I want to be a doctor, or whatever. I have some niche things that I want to do, and I found a way to try and get some form of satisfaction out of it.
I know why you want to go to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Just want to jerk off on top.
I'm not going to the Eiffel Tower.
Ah, sure.
What do you mean?
I know what he wants. He's told me in private. He wants to go to the
anything.
top of the Eiffel Tower, grab a baguette, jerk off into it, and just be like, ha ha ha.
What is wrong with you? I swear to Christ, like, you're not well. You're actually not well. I love how you're saying this while you're wearing one of my jumpers. Yeah.
Hustle, baby.
No, but that's my point, right? Finally, after fucking 30-odd years of grafting, I figured out a way to satisfy that part of that creative brain, the creative side of my brain, to try and make something sustainable where I can actually have some release and try and figure a way to let it, like, finance itself, right? It means more work, but it's not like I'm chasing $10 million. I just want to get to a point where I can do what I like doing, enjoy doing, while satisfying these things in my head.
Yeah, the $10 million would make that easier, though.
$10 million would allow for me to buy the perfect studio setup. It would allow me to do podcasts whenever the fuck I want, work on any hoodie that I ever wanted. Yeah, work on music whenever I felt like it. All the shit that I've wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just sit around scratching myself.
You could have a proper hobby without having to worry about maintaining costs and money and rents and,
If you'd like to hear about the proper hobby.
Oh, my God.
No, it's okay.
You can start with Warhammer.
No, that's okay.
I'd spend $10,000 on figurines.
You'd buy a room just for all
Specialty
the shit.
paints.
I'd buy one of everything for 10 million.
Everything.
Everything.
He's got a warehouse out in Dandenong.
Everything.
Dandenong. Just a massive shed with tables lined up. It clanks. You think it's going to be exotic cars?
I think I constantly look at like my collection. I think I have made a big mistake.
I'm surprised there's no man-made versions of these collections.
What do you
Like
mean?
someone's just got like some kind of big carport or something that's like full of...
Oh, there are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Man-made statues of Warhammer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Go on to the like on the 40K and the AOS, more so the 40K one because that's the bigger one, and the stuff like people's like man garages. What do you call it?
Man
Man
caves.
caves. The displays and like statues and lighting and all
What are
this
these people
stuff.
doing for money? Can barely pay my internet bill, and these guys are building fucking lifelike man-made
But
statues.
I ask those questions all the time. I say, how the fuck are these people managing to do these things?
Yeah.
That seems so far out of my lifestyle ability. And I live, like, that's the thing. Like,
Budgeting.
come on, man.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I've had a lot of discussions this week regarding fatherhood and sustainable incomes and shit like that. You know, my mate sent me a meme, like not a meme, but it was a video of like a guy sitting there gaming, right? And he had the wife and 2 kids in the background, and she was holding a baby as well. And like they've turned up at the door, and he sort of like looked at them, glanced at them, like gave himself like the nod, like, you know, do the responsible thing. So he stood up and closed the door on him, and then sat back down. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
But I know people like that.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, like, and I said, man, if my man was 38, he had an 8-year-old, 2 8-year-old kids, he would never have been gaming or doing something leisurely at the expense of his family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are men like our age that are fucking doing that every day. Mm-hmm. Where do they find the money to stay? Like, dude, I bought what was it? FIFA fucking 17 for the PS3 here. I found it for like $7 off Marketplace. Yeah. Last game I bought. Before that, the last game I bought was The Hunt. How much was The Hunter?
$7.
And I got some games out of it.
$5. I think it was 5.
I got 5-6 hours out of it last week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the first time I've gamed in how long, and that's the last time I'm going to be gaming.
Yeah.
How are these dudes like building man caves? Like, with 2 kids?
Maybe they work in IT or something.
Like, no, they don't, man.
Tradies? I don't know.
But they're building man caves, but they've got family, healthcare, education, food, all this shit.
Actually, you're probably right. They probably do work in IT. Now that I'm thinking about it,
it's got to be either IT or a tradie. Hands down. It has to be.
Yeah. I've got a couple of mates who are IT engineers, and they have man caves.
But you don't have to, like, a lot of man caves don't have to be made at top dollar.
No, you can make do with.
Dude,
You can make do.
This would pass as a man cave.
Yeah. Just chuck
TV with a leather
chuck more
couch.
LEDs around, and you're good.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I don't know. I can't see where the priorities lie, man, for someone to be able to actually do that.
I think it depends, right? Like, if you're working your ass off, the last thing you want to do is, like, stress outside of work. So if that means building a man cave and having fun, and I think you need to find balance. It can't always just be like, oh, I'm always on, I'm always switched on. You're going to kill yourself. Our generation is very different to our parents' generation, where they had to struggle through things to save up $50,000 to buy a nice piece of land that's now worth $5 million.
No, hang on, wait a second. Hang on. They didn't struggle. They worked a lot, but they got rewarded for it, man.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like, laborly, more physical work back then.
I still did physical work, but I still do physical work. It's a different ballgame.
Yeah, but hang on. They may not have had regulations in place to say you can't lift more than 20 kilos.
No, but they definitely didn't take work home with them.
Yeah, true. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
They didn't take work home
But
with them.
they also,
But is that because most of it was labor-based, not internet and computer-based?
They were never woken up 4 hours.
But you're not taking labor home.
Yeah, but they were never woken up 4 hours into their sleeping patterns to get up and go back to work.
Yeah, true.
We do that. I worked with blokes all the time that were on shift work. They would literally go home, have a 9.5-hour rest, and then come back to work.
Yeah.
As in finish work at 5 p.m. and then be back at work at 3 a.m.
I used to do it.
I did it too for a
place.
little period, and not have a say. And they didn't deal with casual employment.
Yeah.
They got paid annual leave.
Yeah.
They got paid overtime, cash. It'd be like, oh, you want me to work Saturday? Cool. It'd all be cash.
Double and a half.
Cash. Cash in an envelope, ready to go. You think we had that option? Never.
No.
They'll sack you. Dude, I can't get into this argument over like past and present because it's totally different.
They're
platforms.
incomparable.
Yeah, you could buy an apartment. You could buy an apartment building in the 70s with 20 apartments if you saved up between you and your brother-in-law. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, paying the body corporate is enough is a separate salary on its own.
Yeah.
It's a totally different kettle of fish, man. Having the internet is almost a necessity for anyone that has a job in 2023. Yeah. You need the internet.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
You think our parents needed the internet? They didn't even have computers or calculators.
You want potatoes? Yeah, I'll pass them over.
It's a whole different kettle of fish. You can't compare it, man. I'm sorry. Like, I'm happy to have the conversation. I have it all the time, but I've looked at it every which way.
No, I agree.
I'm not saying our parents didn't work hard, but even just the fact that we take work home, even the fact that we don't get rewarded for overtime the way they got rewarded for overtime.
Yeah.
There's no incentive anymore to work overtime other than to keep your job. Do you know what I mean?
And then if you work overtime, chances are you fall into a higher tax bracket.
Yeah, you're slammed anyway. We used to do that.
Yeah, you can't get
They'd
out.
say to us, "Oh, come and work." They'd say to us, "No more than 38 hours in the week." Okay, fine. Then they'd cancel your day that you were on because they wanted you to work later in the week instead of then. Okay, I'll just reshuffle all my shit, even though my shift starts in 40 minutes. Fine, I'm no longer working today. I'll work tomorrow instead.
I had a friend who has a pretty high-paying job, and she actually rejected a pay increase because it would have thrown her into the next tax bracket, which she would have paid more tax on than if she just stayed in the current bracket. She's like, no.
That's hilarious.
Why
It's
take
so
on more
dumb.
work?
Yeah.
Why take on more work, man?
Yeah, to get paid less, essentially. You get paid more, then you get taxed, you get paid less.
They used to say that to me when they'd do that whole rigmarole. They'd get to Saturday and they'd say, "Oh, Dim, do you want to come in on Sunday?" No. Oh, it'll be double time. I go, "I don't care, mate." I go, "I've already done 40 hours. I'm now at that." I go, "Essentially, tomorrow's pay will all be taxed."
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I go, "Nah, there is no maybe, man."
Yeah.
I go, "Nah." I go, "What happens after that?" That'll be me on 6 days straight. Does that mean Monday's cancelled? And then my whole next week is all. I go, "I had shit planned for Tuesday." Dude, it's fucked. We're essentially treated far more expendable than we were. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
look at our parents. Yeah? How long has your old man had his business?
50 years.
Literally, right?
Yeah.
How long did your old man work at Nissan?
20 years, I think it was.
Have any of us been in a job for 20 years?
The longest I've gone is 11.
I've done 9, 8.5, like nearly 9.
7.
And those 8.5 years, I was a casual employee the entire time. I got robbed of annual leave.
Yeah, I got rorted hard as
And
well on all my jobs.
I got trained, I got upskilled, like all that sort of shit, doing work that management should have been doing. Never pushed forward to the next bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah? Look at our parents. Look at our parents, man. 20 years at Nissan, you know what I mean? 50 years, and he survived. Dude,
Owning his own business.
your old man survived GST, survived imports, survived everything.
Essentially came to Australia on a boat, started a business straight away. Yeah, that was it. Story's done.
Dude, so many people, like people our age with parents that literally have that same story. Came here with like one shoe, with a hole
Found a
in
cheap
it.
place on Chapel Street.
Yeah, got their first property at 19 and then ran businesses and bought properties ever since then. Man.
Yeah.
And it can't just be luck because so many of them have done it. Like so many parents or were in the same industry, maybe switched companies at some point. If they were semi-professionals, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How is that luck at that point? Dude, I've had this conversation like 100 fucking times. I'm not saying that we have it easy. I'm not saying that they didn't stress. And I'm not saying they didn't have it hard. I recognise that. But
Different times.
just on us three, man. Just on us three. You know what I mean? My old man was a butcher, right? He owned his own shop for a very small period, but he set the business up incorrectly against all advice. You know what I mean? He was a hothead. But he was always employed.
Yeah.
Even with his attitude and his arrogance, he was still always gainfully employed, like wherever he went.
Yeah.
As kids, like we didn't have money, but we still went on holidays like once every 12 to 15 months. We still had two cars, a house, like all that sort of shit. If you look at him as being like not professionally astute in the business sense, but he still had most of what the Australian dream is.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
As in, I'm working 7 days a week to try and maintain that. But then what do I get rid of? The bike, the car, that doesn't bring me shit. The studio, then I'm getting rid of everything that's actually important to my Australian dream. Or you could just be an influencer and show your ass on OnlyFans.
Wouldn't that be the life?
Maybe bleach it and then
I need
make
to
more
bleach
money
my
that way,
asshole.
Jim.
It's disgusting. I can't. I think about it and it actually just makes me sick.
It is sickening. But it's our fault because our race, our sex, funding it. So
Yes.
We are.
Horn dogs.
Yeah, but we can't have victim mentalities.
Sure we can.
no, we're not allowed to.
It's so disdain.
He wants that victim mentality, doesn't he?
Hold up.